Welcome back to the channel. In this lab, we're going to be focusing on investigating VPN logs with Elk. In this room, we'll learn how to utilize the Kibana interface to search, filter, and create visualizations and dashboards while investigating VPN logs for anomalies. This room covers a brief overview of Elasticstack components and how they work together. This room has the following learning objectives: how to perform searches, apply a filter, save a search, create visualizations, investigate VPN logs, and create a dashboard using saved searches. Let's get started with task 2, incident handling. A US-based CyberT company has been monitoring. A US-based company, CyberT, has been monitoring the VPN logs of the employees and the SOC team. Detected some anomalies in the VPN activities. Our task as SOC analysts is to examine the VPN logs for January 2022 and identify the anomalies. Some of the key points to note before the investigation are: all the VPN logs are being ingested into the index VPN connections. Index contains the VPN logs for January 2022. A user, Johnny Brown, was terminated on the 1st of January 22. Probably going to be causing some issues for the company. We observed failed connection attempts against some of the users that need to be investigated. And they show us a brief description here. So basically, it's a dashboard showing, VPN activity. Pretty straightforward. Let's take a look at task 3. It's going to explain Elasticstack to us. And this is a collection of different open source components linked together to help users take the data from any source in any format and perform a search, analyze, and visualize the data in real time. So this would include Elasticsearch, Logstash, Beats, and Kibana. Elasticsearch is a full-text search and analytics engine used to store JSON formatted documents. Elasticsearch is an important component used to store, analyze, perform correlation on the data, and etc. Elasticsearch supports a RESTful API to interact with the data. Logstash is a data processing engine used to take the data from the different sources, apply the filter on it, and normalize it, and then send it to the destination in which Kibana could be listening on a port. Logstash configuration file is divided into 3 parts as shown below. We have input, filter, as well as the output. How they work together. Let's see, Kibana. Kibana is a web-based data visualization that works with Elasticsearch to analyze, investigate, and visualize the data stream in real time. It allows the users to create multiple visualizations and dashboards for better visibility. More on Kibana in the following, but here we have a little diagram. Data collection agent, data input filter, index and storing of data, as well as analysis and visualization. So it's going to ask us our first question here. Logstash is used to visualize the data, yay or nay? And Elasticsearch supports all data, yay or nay? In the interest of time, I'll allow you to answer the questions on your own here. Feel free to look back through the video, as I will provide them. All right, task 4, Kibana overview. All right, let's actually get into launching the machine and using Kibana. We already covered a brief intro on Kibana. In this room, we'll explore different Kibana features while investigating the VPN logs. We'll discover the lab and we'll check out the dashboard. So now it's a good time to launch the machine. Room machine. Before moving forward, connect via VPN and deploy the machine on Start Attack Box. When you deploy the machine, it will be assigned an IP and machine IP 10.10.206.222. The machine will take up to 3 to 5 minutes to start, then the interface will be accessible via the IP. Username is here, password as well. Here we've gone to the IP address provided. We've been able to go to the Elasticsearch login here. We'll implement the credentials provided to us. All right, so we've launched Elastic. Looks like there's some configuration missing, but whatever. Welcome home, analytics, explore, visualize, and check other data. Here we've got a few dashboards. Scrolling down, we can see we have the ability to ingest our data, add data, upload a file. You can also try sample data. Upon launching Elastic, we can see a few different things pointed out to us already. We can see that we are able to filter based on time. Okay, we can check for minutes, we can check today, last week, last 30 minutes, last 90 days, or the last year. This will be used as we check for that January 1st issue with the employee. There's also the ability to search and implement different search parameters here. You can add filters. You can filter for VPN connections, search through field names for different data types, and of course filter those data types. Here in the middle, once we add some data, we'll be able to actually see what's going on with it. And I believe the first question is asking us, let's check it out here. Select the index VPN connections and filter from 31st of December 2021 to the 2nd of February 2022. How many hits are returned? We'll select December 27th, 2021, and we will filter to the end date. Here we can see that we've got a search result returned to us. We're able to see 2,861 hits. We're able to see a bar graph of the web traffic. You can see timestamps here, source IP. You can also see the date, source state, Virginia. You can see the username, company, of course, event time, ID, index, and score, as well as type of document. Next question, which IP address has the max number of connections? Here we'll click on timestamp. This is going to provide us the top 5 values of IP addresses and which IP address is receiving the most connections. So if we scroll down from here, click on available fields, we're able to see other parameters, ID, index, score, type, etc. We're going to want to click on source IP. We can see here 172.201.60.191 has 98.2% of the hits. Looks like I typed in the IP address wrong. All right, so from here, after we've gotten the total number of hits, we're going to want to go down to available fields. You can see ID, index, score, type, and etc. What we're going to want to do is go to the source IP and click that. It's going to provide us with the top 5 values for IP addresses. And here we can see with 3.2% of hits that the IP 238.163.231.224 is receiving the most connections here. Question 3, which user is responsible for max traffic? This is good to, kind of keep an eye on employees, see who's doing what on the network, and of course, who's responsible for the most traffic. Maybe they're watching YouTube videos all day and they're supposed to be working, XYZ. Of course, you'd be able to monitor that. Or if somebody was sending you malicious traffic, you'd be able to see that as well. So we will go to username here, provided by this lovely filter. You see the top 5 values here, and we see that James is an offender. Let's go to the next question. Create a table with the fields IP, username, source country, and save it. Apply filter on the username Amanda with an E, interesting, which source IP has max hits. All right, so basically we'll create that table so we can search for parameters, IP, username, and source country. And then we'll go ahead and answer the rest of the questions. All right, the next question is asking us to create a table with the fields IP, username, source country, and save. Now that's already actually been done for us. We don't need to do it. We'll just hit correct answer. And we'll be able to apply the filter for the username Amanda and check the source IP for her. We'll toggle the column and table here. So from using the search up top, toggle the name, we're able to find username Amanda. You can see all timestamps as well as 56 hits. Let's see, source state New York. All right, so it's asking us which IP has max hits from her. So we got two different IPs here. And lovely thing about this app is I really enjoyed the percentages that it's giving you. It makes life much easier. And of course the little graph here. So we can see the top 5 values, and we'll be going with number 1, 107.14.1.247. Next question. On the 11th of January, which IP caused a spike observed in the time chart? January 11th. So we're going to go ahead and filter for January 11th. As we can see, that's January 30th. Now you can scroll down for a couple of days, literally, or of course we can use search filters here to search for event times. Here we'll take advantage of the search parameter, or the search filters. January 11th, 1879 and hits. And we are looking for which IP caused a spike. All right, so we are looking for the date of January 11th and checking for the IP that caused a spike. We'll go to the filter at the top here, January 11th to the 11th, and we have 2 hits. You can see South Carolina for the destination. You can also see the IP is the same for both. The username here, Bentley. Source country, United States. 107.0. Private. Here we can see we've only received like 1 or 2 hits. That's because we weren't searching the whole day, right? So we'll start from January 11th from 0 to 2300. And that's going to change the amount of results we get. We have 283 hits here. Go to source IP, and the IP given to us will actually be correct. .172.201.60.191. Next question, how many connections were observed from IP 238.163.231.224, excluding the New York State? All right. All right, let's take that IP address and start using the I'll start using the search functionality here at the top. We'll select source IP. Struggling here with the IP address, but it's okay. We'll search for the source IP, and it doesn't look like it's provided us any results. All right, we'll type in the source IP. All right, so to answer this next question, search directly for the IP. We're going to use the add filter here. And we will select first for source IP. Here we can see the operator. So is not, is one of, is equal to, etc. And then we're able to type in the value. Our first search doesn't come up with anything, which is concerning. However, we need to change the date. Source IP, we got source country, New York, New York, Michigan, Michigan, Michigan. If we go to source state, we can actually see top 5 values as we've been using, and we're able to see it's about 50% New York, 50% Michigan. 96 records, so 96 divided by 2 gives us the answer of 48. All right, so we're able to see both of them having 50%. Now let's see if we can add another filter to double check. We'll select source state for field, and we'll type, as the operator is not, we'll go ahead and add New York. Save the filter. We have 48 hits. KQL overview. Kibana query language. Kibana query language is a search query language used to search the ingested logs and documents in Elasticsearch. Apart from the KQL language, Kibana also supports Lucene query language, LKL. We can disable the KQL query as shown below. So we'll go to the search parameter and we can just click KQL and hit on or off. In this task, we'll begin exploring KQL syntax. We can search for different logs in different ways. We can do free text or field-based search. Free text search allows users to search for the logs based on text only. That means simple search for the term security will return all the documents that contain this term. Pretty useful. Let us look at the index, which includes the VPN logs. One of those fields, source country, has the list of countries from where the VPN connections originated as shown below. All right. Then it will show us, moving forward, it's going to show us like, if we search for United, we can get United. Searching for United States only. We can use asterisks or wildcard to match parts of the term or the keyword. And in that case, you would use an asterisk on United here. You can also use things like not operator. We looked at that before. I'll let you guys scroll through that on your own. The questions asked of us, or the questions being asked to us, is create a search query to filter out the logs from source country as the United States and show logs from user James or Albert. How many records were returned? And then we'll also search for the user Johnny Brown, who was terminated on the 1st of January 2022. And we're going to create a search query to determine how many times that VPN connection was observed after his termination, meaning he was fired and still logging into the computer for some reason. Of course, best practice in an organization is to immediately disable all accounts of the user after they're fired. Moving forward, let's go ahead and start implementing these search parameters. We'll turn off Kibana query language. And we'll search for United States as we've been told to do. We don't get any results. Looking in Lucene. Turn on KQL again. We don't get any results. Let's try to type in United States again. Okay. All right, search query right here, source IP and username. All right, we'll type in source IP. .168.163.231.224 and username Sulman. No results. This thing does not like us. Problem. All right, source IP is equal to 238.163.231.224 and username Sulman. All right, we're going to go ahead and use the search parameter here to search for source country. We'll type in United States, and then we'll use the AND operator to include the username for James. We'll also add Sulman, or I'm sorry, we'll add Albert, the other user. How many records were returned for both of them? 161. Let's now find the answer to question 2. We'll search for the user Johnny Brown, who was terminated on January 1st. We'll search for username Johnny Brown. We'll have to change the date, of course. All right, we found Johnny Brown's hit. We found the IP that he connected from, source state of Florida. And he has logged in one time since being fired. It's probably a good reason to know why. Moving on to task 7, creating visualizations. The visualization tab allows us to visualize the data in different forms like table, pie charts, bar charts, and etc. The visualization task will use multiple options this tab provides to create some simple presentation visualizations. Here we can check things like correlation, you can easily see values of source IPs in terms of records, source destinations, etc. Scrolling down a bit, we can also see failed connection attempts. We will utilize knowledge gained from the web to create a table to display the user and the IP address involved in failed attempts. Which user was observed with the greatest number of failed attempts, and how many wrong VPN connection attempts were observed in January are the 2 questions. Let's get started with the first one. We'll go to the add filter and we're going to search for failed. We don't get any results. Let's try changing the date here. All right, we've got 274 hits for failed attempts. We can check our fields on the left-hand side. We can do event times, etc., action. We'll go to action, and it's going to bring up this wonderful visualization tab. Here we'll click on bar vertical stack, and we can click on different metrics or different ways we want to show those metrics. And of course, here's a pie chart with 100% fail. 274 records in the metric. Go to the visualize library here. So the question is asking us which user has the most failed hits, and that we can see here username Simon. Looks like the answer is Simon. All right, how many wrong VPN connections were observed? 274. We'll move to the last tasks. There are task 8 and 9. Here is the task 8, which is pretty much showing you how to create a dashboard. If you feel that's necessary, you can go ahead and do that. Click add from library, and then you'll be able to implement visualization charts as well onto that dashboard. Task 9, conclusion. In this room, we briefly explored Elk components and then focused more on the Kibana interface and its features. While exploring Kibana interface, we learned how to create search queries and search for the logs, how to apply filters to narrow down results, how to create visualizations and dashboards, and how to investigate VPN logs. We do a lot of hacking on this channel, but sometimes it's good to, take a look at some of the systems and dashboards blue team people are using to kind of defend from your hacks and check where you're coming from, what you're doing when you're on their network. This is also useful for, people in management. Like I said, you can actually check people you fired and if they've been logging in or not. And so, all in all, I feel like it was a very useful lab, and big fan of this VPN log investigation scenario. If you like the video, like, subscribe, comment for more. Thank you for watching. We'll go ahead and click completed so we can get the green stars and that nice congratulations. And we've pwned this box as usual.